Hello, my fellow glampers and campers. We are back on the road again. This time heading to Moab, Utah. Utah is a state I've been wanting to go to for quite some time. Here's one of the most beautiful states in America, and I tend to agree. We stayed at this lovely little campground. You could find an Airbnb. And we got there really late at night, but in the morning we got started immediately exploring the surroundings. Arches National Park in Utah was one of the top 10 destinations for me. Just amazing, the rocks and the carvings that they seem to achieve over time. People have different theories as to how these kinds of phenomenon happen, but the demonstration of wind and rain and sleet that we saw makes it pretty evident that the natural forces God has put in place worked on those rocks long enough and have created beautiful, beautiful things. So I'm going to try to label the arches that we did see. We didn't see all of them, but we saw most of them, especially the most notable ones. So this is the landscape arch. I think it's so cool how delicately it's formed, but it actually kind of formed more recently, like I have to look at the year exactly, that there was like an explosion. It was a much smaller arch, and it just broke off completely in the middle and made this land bridge, which is why I will not be getting on it, because it sounds like it could happen again. I love the plants all over, the way that they survive in this kind of arid desert area. They just spread their roots out and find order wherever they can, and so even amongst all this brown you find these splashes of green, and I think it's just fascinating. It's kind of a climb, guys, but worth it. I love it. I don't like it. I love it. So you may have noticed I got quite a few pictures of landscape arch. It's because this rockfall happened in 1991. It's one of the few that there were actually people to witness, and there are lots of pictures of the event. Another cool fact is because its opening measures 306 feet long, landscape arch is the longest rock arch in North America. And this is pine tree arch. Because there's a pine tree in the middle. I'm not really sure. Some of these names make sense to me. Other names I'm like, maybe from before. Anyway, all around you see these red rocks and the sandstone, and so that was a backdrop to even our campground. The next day we tried to get into arches first thing in the morning, or not first thing in the morning, kind of early, but it was already full at capacity because it was a gorgeous day. So we went to Canyonlands National Park instead, and it was not disappointing at all. So beautiful. I've been to the Grand Canyon before this, so I just was impressed with what a little replica, like a slightly smaller, yes, and less deep replica of the Grand Canyon. Art. It was just ongoing, though. It was just every corner there was another beautiful scene, and the contrast of the blue heavens with the white clouds, it was just gorgeous. But I'll let you enjoy it and stop rambling. So after spending a couple of hours in Canyonlands, decided to try Arches National Park again because there were some we didn't really get to see up close. Some of the really important, famous ones. So we went back and got to see Balancing Rock, which is something I've always seen in pictures. It was just a monolith. It is pretty amazing. This huge rock is kind of sitting on this much smaller rock. It seems to be balancing on its own, but I really feel like that wasn't the only place I saw that. Of course, I mean, it's a huge example of such things, but it's just a matter of how the sandstone crumbles. So this is it, Balancing Rock from all of its wonderful angles. Just want to say, any panting you hear in the video is voiced over. I am fine. I'm not tired at all. It's not like it's a half mile straight uphill at all. No problem. No problems here. So these arches we're heading towards. Delicate Arch is her name. Okay, I thought it was going before, but apparently it was not. I wanted to show the descent from where we can see the arches. Down. Only half a mile, but it's a windy, steep half mile. Be warned. So after seeing Delicate Arch, we headed on over to Double Arch, which to me was the most impressive. I feel like it looks a little like an elephant. Anyway, had to climb it, got to the very top. It didn't take that long, but it's pretty slippery. The sandstone is super slippery, so make sure you have good traction on your shoes and a strong heart, you know, for when you're about to slip off the edge. After checking out Double Arches, then you will see the north window and the south window, and it's just the window section, right? Turret Arch, which also looks like another window. This is me inside the Double Arch. We caught it at sunset, and I honestly don't believe there could be a more beautiful moment in Arches National Park. It's just breathtaking. So enjoy.